Usted commands are used to tell someone to do or not to do something in a formal or polite way. Remember that usted literally means your majesty, but has evolved over time to mean you in a formal sense. To form affirmative usted commands, that is, to tell someone to do something, you start by putting the verb in the yo form of the present tense. Then you drop the o. Next, you add the opposite ar-er-ir ending in the la usted form. That's an e for ar ending verbs, or an a for er-ir ending verbs. Next, you say usted afterwards to show that it's a command and not something else. Finally, we usually sandwich usted commands with exclamation points before and after them. So, if you want to tell someone, eat, start with the verb comer, put it in the yo form, como. Then you drop the o, so now you have com. Comer is an er ending verb, so we use the opposite ending, that's an a, to make coma. Then we say usted, coma usted. And finally, we will sandwich it between our exclamation points. See if you can do the next three affirmative usted commands. Leer, escribir, escuchar. Now that you can do affirmative usted commands, negative usted commands are easy. Negative usted commands tell someone not to do something in a polite way. You do the same thing as affirmative usted commands, but you put the word no before your verb. So the affirmative usted command, coma usted, becomes no coma usted, or don't eat. It's that easy. Let's test it out now, and tell someone, don't run, using correr. Now try, don't leave, using salir. And finally, don't turn, using doblar. When you use pronouns with commands, you attach them to affirmative commands, or you put them before negative commands. If I want to say, eat it, I would say, cómelo usted. Notice the accent that I put on the o. You must place an accent when you attach pronouns to commands to keep the natural sound of the verb. It generally goes 3 syllables from the end. Co, ma, lo. Co is the 3rd syllable back. Try using a pronoun with an affirmative command to say, listen to me, using escuchar and me. Now try, drink them, using beber and los. Unlike affirmative commands, you put pronouns directly before negative commands. So if I want to say, don't eat it, I would say, no lo coma usted. Don't write them would be, no los escriba usted. Try saying, don't talk to me, using hablar and me. Now try, don't help her, using ayudar and la. It is important to note that sometimes you must do a spelling change when forming commands. If a verb ends in a car, gar, or zar, a spelling change occurs to keep the original sound. Car verbs like tocar become toque usted in the usted command form. The car ending becomes que. Gar verbs like llegar become llegue usted in the usted command forms. The gar turns into a gue. And finally, zar verbs like almorzar become almuerce usted in the usted command forms. The zar changes to ce. There are 5 irregular usted commands that you just have to memorize and familiarize yourself with. They are, ir becomes vaya usted, or go. Ser becomes sea usted. Dar becomes de usted. Notice the accent to differentiate it from de, meaning of or from. Saber becomes sepa usted, and a star becomes este usted. Forming commands is an important part of communicating. A affirmative and negative usted commands are the most polite way to do so. With some practice, you'll be a pro. So siga usted siguiendo.
Created using Powtoon.